Hey guys, welcome back to the Think About It podcast. I'm Nisi. I am so excited to have a safe space to speak our truth or to find it. So come on in for however long I have you here or however long I have your ear. Now let's think about it. Podcast with your girl Nisi. We are here, y'all. We back with another week. All right, we locked and loaded. One down. I know y'all. I missed last week. Did y'all know this? I missed last week, y'all. It was spring break. You know what I'm saying? Like I just felt like, listen, if my daughter on break, then I'm on break too. Period. All right. No, that's not what. Honestly, y'all, what it was really was. I'm not a big like. I don't like. I'm such like a. I feel like I do my best work alone. Like, I'm sure y'all heard that before, but it's true. Like I feel like me personally, I do my best work when I'm solo dolo. Period. Like when I'm just like nothing's distracting me. I'm locked and I'm loaded and I'm focused. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to worry about Nathaniel. Okay. So last week, like I said, my daughter was out of school for spring break, so I didn't. I wanted to give her time. You know what I'm saying? Like just her week. You know what I'm saying? Just to do what she want, honey. You know what I'm saying? And not involve all the extras along with that. I already had to work, of course. So I just felt like, child, I got to work regardless. So might as well I don't do all. I just wanted to give it a good little balance. You know what I'm saying? So now we back, y'all. I swear, I promise y'all, I'm not just saying this. I feel so rejuvenated. Okay? I feel rejuvenated. I feel good. I feel awoke. You know what I'm saying? Like my eyes is white today. Typically it's like yellow because I be smoking a lot, y'all. I gotta chill on the smoke. It's not becoming of me. But I do. I feel so good. Today, y'all, I'm not drinking no wine. I'm not drinking no nothing. Again, if you are not on my IG, make sure you guys follow me. It's Nisi the Shoe Plug. Niecy the Shoe Plug. I'm going to change my handle, y'all. I'm going to get to it sometime, but that's what it is for right now. Yesterday and the day before that, I actually, Tuesdays is like my weekend. I think I said this before. Tuesdays are my weekends. With working, like working a job. I guess you can, working a job, not I guess you could say, child. It really is, I guess you can say, bitch, because it ain't like I really want to go, but I got to type shit. You don't know that way. So, working a job or whatever. My Tuesdays or my Saturdays or Sundays. Like y'all who work like 9 to 5s or, work through the weekdays. Saturdays and Sundays are y'all still off days. So my off days are Wednesdays and Thursdays. And Monday, what's it? No, not Monday, Tuesday. Y'all, let me tell y'all, it is so rare. Like I said, y'all know what I do. I probably in almost 18 years of working, I can probably count on one hand the amount of times that I personally got on the phone and had to say, look, I'm not coming in. That is so rare. So I don't call off or, I'm always typically like up for the task, right? And if y'all don't know, like I feel like, let me tell y'all something. If you've never served, if you've never worked in a restaurant before, if you've never bartended, if you've never been in hospitality, listen, if y'all young, because I don't suggest nobody listen, at any age, okay? Because let's just go, we gonna jump up, go kind of get up topic right quick, but I feel like it's so much people that I've met or I came across like in their 30s and their 40s, and they're like, I can't find a job, and I'm like, they're used to working typically like, office jobs and stuff, and I'm like, well, what about working in a restaurant? They're like, oh, girl, me, I can never. I can't break down like the stuff you actually learn, in the hospitality field. It's hospitality. It says it within itself. I think honestly, y'all, I feel like I've learned so much being in this industry. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about others and how to like read people, how to read a room, how to walk into the room and own a room. Like I swear to you, I've learned so much. I've met so many people in this industry, and I said that y'all to say, listen, it is draining. Okay, I'm talking tired some to like I feel like people who don't know, like they feel like, oh well, girl, you're just taking orders, you just writing stuff down. And don't get me wrong, you have some restaurants or sometimes some people that just, they're just a transitional server, meaning that, they're not doing nothing extra, nothing like that. I'm what you call a high end girl. You know what I'm saying? Like I am going to wow you, period. Like I said this before. If you've ever been a guest of mine, honey, you will return. Okay, I've had guests before waiting 2 and 3 hours just to sit with me. Okay, and it is not because I'm cocky. It's just because, and I swear to you, I care about my work, my job, like not the job itself, but I care about my work. I care about how I do the things that I do. Um, so I just give people an experience. I'm telling y'all, like seriously, like I give people an experience, and if you don't know, honey, to give somebody an experience, that takes work. Okay, I mean takes work. Okay, and also too, if you know, especially if you're a high end server, like our job is to upsell, right? And believe it or not, if you've been in the industry a long time, or if you actually like what you do, upselling is listen, honey, I love to upsell. I love to wow people. I love to make people, and it is not finessing. It's not finessing. It is just making, allowing people to experience something that they probably never experienced before, or they don't know. You know what I mean? They don't know the full reason why you should experience something, and that is my job to explain to you why. And by the time as I'm done explaining to you, oh darling, you might ask for more. Okay, period. You might ask for seconds messing with me. Okay, so I said that to say, y'all, listen, when I tell y'all, I'm not kidding. Like I work my butt off when I'm at work, y'all. I do. I swear to y'all. Listen, if and that's another thing as well. Let's just get into it right quick, because I feel like a lot of times people don't know. People don't understand. You know, um, I guess you can say the amount of money that you can make in the service field or in the restaurant field, right? I feel like people think like, they see, or they think of themselves as being a cheap ass tipper, tipping $5 on 100, bitch, tipping $10 on 100, whore, tipping $15 on I mean, 15, we gonna still roll our eyes because it's not 20%. The fuck is wrong with you? Especially when you give the type of service that I give, right? But I think a lot of times people think of that, right? They think of how they tip or, whatever. And they feel like, oh, that's not, girl, let me tell you something. I'm not a set girl. Like I don't like a set pay. I'm just not that person. Like I think the reason why I've been in the industry so long is because I've had days. I think the most I've ever made in the industry in 18 years, ooh, the most I made in a day, I probably would say a day, 1,800. I think almost 2,000. It was like almost 2,000. Almost 2,000 about. It was literally, y'all, it was night. I remember. Because I'm like, dang, I was like, it was so crazy because I had a guest, this was around the time when I was bartending. And when I tell y'all anything that I do, anything that when I was bartending, listen, you gonna have a vibe with me. We gonna play games. You know what I'm saying? We gonna take drinks. I'm gonna make sure the restaurant or the restaurant or the lounge or the bar or the club, wherever I'm working, they gonna make money, but I'm gonna make my money, period, right? And I remember at this time, I was kind of like well known in my at this one restaurant I worked at, this lounge I worked at back in the Bahamas. It was actually a lounge, pretty well known lounge as well, and I kind of had like not authority, but I used to use I used to put my little weight around. You know what I'm saying? So if we closed at 12 and you come knocking at 11:30, 11:45, I'm not letting you in, period. And it was like this two guys came in and I was like, look, we closed. They came in 11:45. And let me tell y'all, I was so mad because I was like, y'all, if I had let them in, I would have reached my goddamn 2,000. So my highest I made was 2,000 in the industry in a day. Um you know. But I feel like that's the point of being in the industry. Like you don't have a boss. Of course, we turn our slips into somebody every night. Of course, you know what I'm saying. Like if we need something, we find a manager. You know, and it depends on what type of server you are. If y'all know, y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's not like it has to be like I cannot fix this problem. This is beyond my control. I'm getting the manager type thing. But in so many instances, we are our own managers. You get what I'm saying? Like I feel like the reason why I love doing what I do is because I'm able to control what I make. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing is we have those days where, you know what I'm saying, we have slow days. I feel like that's kind of like strippers, you know what I mean? Like, or, you know, people that work in the night field. Like, we have our days where, listen, this ain't a night for it. It ain't hitting the way hitting. Or, you know, we have our seasons where it ain't hitting the way hitting. But when them seasons come back, or when them nights come back, it's time to double up. Okay? Period. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like people don't understand, man. Like the amount of money that you can make and the amount of money that we make. Don't sleep on us, baby. Don't you fucking ever. Period. All right. So I said all that to say, y'all, I'm tired. Bitch, I'm tired. Like I worked my ass off this weekend. Okay, worked my ass off this weekend. I made good coins this week as well. Pat on my back. And I've always like I think. I haven't worked in a lot of restaurants here, because one place I work, you know, I try to maintain a place I try to be there for a good amount of time. I think that was kind of like this generational thing, or watching like, you know, kind of what my family did. Like they're not like, and I also, truthfully, I also feel like, you know, when you're job to job to job, it tells a lot about you, you know. So I always if it's working, it's gonna work. And even sometimes where it's like, okay, it's a 7 out of 10, but I'm gonna make it work type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So I did that for a long time, you guys, and I think that's another reason why when it comes down to me and my entrepreneurship and me focusing on myself, it's so important now, because I've done it all. I feel like in my industry, or in the job field that I do. So for 15 minutes, I've been talking about how tired I am, y'all. Yes, bitch, it was a tired ass week, y'all. With that being said, tell me why throughout this tired week, all the stuff I got going at work, y'all, right? This guy came in over a month ago, right? Well, okay, so apparently I took care of him. I really don't, honestly do not remember him, you know, and I think a lot of times people don't realize when you are in the service field or customer service field or in, you know, hospitality industry, we deal with a lot of people, okay? A lot of people. Have an impression on me. You get what I'm saying? For me to really like remember you, if that makes sense. So anyway, long story short, I guess I took care of this guy a few months ago, a while back actually, and he came in a month or two ago. I wasn't at work, but one of the girls I work with, hey Tortor, she messaged me and she sent me like this whole thing of, she sent me this message of him like coming into work, asking for me like, oh, this beautiful lady took care of me, blah blah blah, so on and so forth, or whatever. And she sent me the picture because he was like, can you take a picture of me so she can, you know, remember who I am. And you know, he was talking to her, was like, listen, he was like, you know, I think I look good. You know, he was like, you know, I got 2 jobs. Like he was running down this whole thing, whatever. So she messaged me. I think she actually called me, and then she sent me she texted me, then she called me, and I looked at the phone, and I'm like, girl, that's cute, but listen, yeah, no, don't send me this again. I really appreciate that. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're so sweet. Y'all be drinking water. That's what I was saying. I'm full. I got off track and never came back on there, y'all. We drinking water, y'all, because for the my last 2 days I was off, y'all. I was drinking pina coladas, making pina coladas. I've always had my blender, but I finally got the stuff to make it, y'all. I've been pina colada up, okay? And I've been trying to drink healthy, eat healthy, all this stuff. So we on H2O, okay? So, boom. All right, so now fast forward to a few weeks back. I was walking out of the kitchen door, and another one of my coworkers, like I just happened to see him talking. excuse me, to my coworker, right? And I don't know what it is, but you know, like when you, I don't know that word, but like when you see something and you're like, it takes you, like my brain takes me seconds to put stuff together. So when I seen him, it was like, I don't know, it was like this alert, like this, this is like this, that person. I was honestly busy that day too. I was walking out the door and I was like walking out the kitchen door and I seen him, like I automatically put like these pieces together, right? So I'm like, oh shit, this the guy, right? So I tried to low key ignore it, but the minute I walked out, and it's so obvious because it's not like a lot of black people that I work with, like black women. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like three areas. You know what I'm saying? So I walked out, and the minute I walked out, he was like, oh. So I was like, oh shit, I can't even. So I had already made eye contact. So if I felt like, when you make eye contact with a person, like you were locked in, if you would have turned away, it would have been too obvious, So I just kept looking, right? So the minute I stared, like I looked at him, he like was coming over to me. So I'm like, oh fuck. So he was like, hi. He was like, he's like, you remember me? So I'm like, no. Honey, I'm trying to play dumb, real dumb. I'm like, no, where do I know you from? So he was like, when you took care of me, a while back, he was like, he was sitting in, he kind of was trying to explain like where my section was or whatever. And he was like, I came in, he was like, trying to get, like, I came in and I spoke to a lady, and I gave her the number, and I'm over here like, really? Was it me? I'm trying to confuse him, like maybe you're not the person, So he was like, so I was like, it doesn't ring a bell. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't remember. So I'm like, no, she, lady. I'm like, do you know her name? I'm like, it's a lot of ladies around here. So he was like, it was a white lady. I'm like, so also a lot of white ladies around here as well, Can you break it down a little more? So yeah, I'm trying to play boo-hoo the fool, okay? So he was like, then I did it so much, I think he got annoyed too. Like, girl, like, bitch, I noticed you. Like, you really trying to play dumb. So he was like, maybe it wasn't you, He was like, maybe it wasn't you. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know, So he was like, wait. And then, y'all, I was, child, I'm like trying to walk off from it now. Turn, and my tattoo, I have like this, Nefertiti tattoo on my right side, and it's basically a half sleeve, so it's kind of like obvious, like, bitch, that's you. Quit playing with me. Like, you can play all motherfucking day, change that hair, you know what I'm saying? You can change a lot of shit, but what you not gonna change is some tattoos, So he's like, yeah. He's like, wait, that tattoo. He's like, it was you. So I was like, oh really? He was like, yeah. He was like, and he tried to explain. So I was like, I was like, I don't remember. I was like, but how are you? So on and so forth, y'all. Blah, 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 blah. I have this thing, y'all. Like, I'm not like I'm an ass, but I'm not mean. That makes sense? Like, I'm an asshole, but I'm not mean. I'm not mean. I'm an ass. I'm just not mean, though, So he was like, well, can I give you my number? Or whatever. So I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna hold you. Everything in me was like, sis, tell him no. But I'm like, but what if? And then I'm like one of those persons, I think way beyond shit. I'm like, yo, what if I tell him no? Then, what I'm saying? I'm driving by myself. Like, I'm not too long, well, almost a year, been down here. But, I'm still new to the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then he fuck around and just, I don't even know. Like, clearly he know me. So I could have mentioned whilst I'm talking, because I do be talking, like, with my guests. You know what I'm saying? Where I probably mentioned, like, I just moved here or something. And he remember that shit. And then, sit in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? And, like, follow me home. Like, all this should be in my mind. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because now people do not like being turned down. You get what I'm saying? So in my mind, I'm just like, listen, no. So I'm like, I'm just take the number, keep it P, and just not never call him. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, cool. So I took his number, y'all. Boom. So like I said, y'all, fast forward to this weekend. Boom. Crazy ass weekend. Beyond me. I'm talking parties after parties, people after people. Bitch, I'm upselling. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, yeah, I know. Who do I see? This motherfucker. Again. So now I'm like, okay, this is a little creepy. Okay, this is a little weird. And you know that saying, like when people like, you know, if you was feeling him or if you liked that person, then you know what I'm saying, it would have been cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna hold you. Had I liked homeboy, you know, if I found him, you know, if he was like my preference, you know what I'm saying? Like I'd have been like, fuck them tables. FTP baby, fuck them people. Period. Like what's them? You want to drink it or let's go sit down. Swear to you. Listen, honey, we had over 300-400 people, and my whole entire section was booked. I don't give a in. Fuck. I would have sat my ass right to the motherfucking bar. I would have got fired, but I like him. For real, like, but you know, like for real, because I wasn't feeling him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, listen. You gotta chill. You gotta lay low. Like, nigga, you doing too much. You're doing too much. So, listen, I'm busy. And now, I'm like, the minute I walked, I'm like, I think I was either walking, I was either coming or going into the kitchen, one of them, and I seen him. And in my mind, I'm like, shit, like, you have the worst fucking time, you know? So, he walked up, he was like, hey, he was like, you remember me? He was like, I gave you my number, you know, you're like, nigga, duh. Of course I remember you. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, listen, I'm super busy right now. It's like, no, I get it, I understand. He was like, you know what, how about this? How about you give me your number? I'm not gonna call. I just want it, you know, so when I see you, when I see your number pop up, you know, I'll just I'll know it's you. Good one, but not good enough, nigga. Quit fucking playing with me. Oh, okay. So, I ain't gonna lie. I gave him a number. I said I gave him a number. I said I gave him a number. I didn't say my number. That's what I said. So, I don't even know what number y'all. I put inside that shit. Y'all put some number down. Hopefully, he didn't call. Y'all pray for me because, listen, that's a little creepy. Okay, like I don't know, I ain't like that. So I said honestly, for real, deal. If he come next time, I'm just gonna tell him like, listen, honestly, sir, I'm married. I ain't gonna tell him I can't tell him, y'all. I can't. Should I say that? Should I say like, listen, I'm just not. I feel like I cannot say I'm not feeling you because I feel like that's so rude. And then you know how niggas be like, I don't want this like. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, nigga. You play with it, baby. I stay with it. Yeah, don't have to do that. You know, I don't want to. And then shit, he a dude. Like, no, I don't. I just don't. I don't want to. I don't want to. But what am I saying? What if I say I'm gay? Niggas don't hear that shit no more. They ain't never heard that to be honest with you. Except hermaphrodite. What's that? Hermaphrodite? Whatever that thing called. He might think that shit freaky. I don't know what to do. Should I say, listen, to be honest, I'm just not I'm just not at a place of dating right now. I think that's another sign of him, like just might as well I have just said, nigga, I don't want to fuck with you. Cause bitch, that's what it's giving, like, you don't like me. And I don't want to give him that because I'm like, damn, what if he just be like, damn, bitch, you could have said that on the second one, the first one, the third one. You gonna wait till I come back the fourth time and then you gotta give me a fake ass number. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I don't know. I think I'm just go ahead and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Cause y'all, I don't know. Why can't he just been somebody like fine as fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, y'all, and I don't care. Like, you know, some people like, damn, we should at least give him a try. That's cute. That's fuck you. Because listen, I did that. I'm not doing that no more. No, I didn't gave people chances because I'm like, oh yeah, he not my type. None of these niggas ever date was my motherfucking type. None of them. None. Okay? Hey, if you thought you was, oh, there you go. Fuck. but but I just felt like, oh, you know, he got money. Or, you know what I'm saying, he take care of the family. He take care of his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that, which was really stupid. But I'm not doing that. I'm not negotiating with myself for somebody I'm not even really feeling. I'm not doing that. You get what I'm saying? And I'm joking with a lot of shit, but this part here I'm really serious on. I feel like for me, and you know, like I said, like, you know, with me being a better version of myself and becoming a better version of myself and a healed version of myself, after, you know, whilst I was going through my process of life and family and, you know, relationships and friendships and all this stuff, right? I got to a point, whatever phase I was in, where I just wrote down, you know, what I expect from my relationships, right? So I have 5 things, like my rules or my breakdown, that I go from, right? I have negotiables, non-negotiables, preference, core values, and um and likes, right? And I'll probably just say 4. And I'm not gonna really put likes because I feel like my likes are a part of like my my negotiable. So let's just say 4: my negotiable, my non-negotiable, my preference, and my core values. Period. My non-negotiable, you know, is things that I'm just not gonna budge on. You understand me? So I don't care how fine you is. I don't care how good you look. I don't care what you got in your bank account. Don't give a rat's ass. But if you don't believe in God, you can go on with your fine, big money, you know what I'm saying, good looking, non-believing ass over there. I'm not negotiating with that. That's a non-negotiable. Okay? If you don't know how to communicate your feelings, okay? If you don't know how to communicate, period. That's a non-negotiable. Period. Okay? If you are not emotionally, if you're not emotionally available, if you're not emotionally available, if you can't be available for my emotions, if you can't be available for your emotions, that's a non-negotiable. Okay? Like, I'm not doing that, okay? And then you have my negotiables, okay? I would negotiate, you know what I'm saying, a person who have ambition, but they probably haven't found their field of um they haven't probably found their purpose. Because I feel like if you have ambition, you are naturally, like, if you have ambition, you have a drive, it's something in you that's just not going to give up. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to let up. So you going to find that purpose. You get what I'm saying? And messing with me, baby, we going to find that purpose together because we two ambitious motherfuckers. You understand? So I can negotiate, you know, some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I can negotiate a black toe. I could. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tall, you probably play, you know, sports in your life, like you were athletic, you have, like, you were athlete at some point in your time. You know what I'm saying? I can negotiate that. We can negotiate some shit on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, those things are negotiable. Oh, listen, I'm gonna say this, but carry this with a grain of salt because, oh, I can negotiate with a no beard. I can't even say it because I don't know if that's true. I'm still figuring out if that's true or not. I think I can negotiate a person with no beard. Mm, I think so. Because here's the thing, it can be grown. You can grow that. Do you understand? You can grow that. So I think I can negotiate that. Not negotiating a bald-headed, no bearded motherfucker. I'm not doing that. Okay? We're not doing that. Do I look like Mr. Evil? We're not doing that. Okay. What other one I said? My preference. Preference. Okay. My preference is, like I said, I prefer tall. Okay. Tall. What's tall? Taller than me. And not like but like yeah. That is my preference. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like even though I have a preference, there are certain things on that preference that I can negotiate. But what I'm not gonna do, honey, I'm not just settling for some shit. Okay? And if I had spoke to him and knowing good and goddamn well that he not my type, that's settling. Hello, somebody. Okay? So right off the dome, straight off the dome, honey, I knew, yeah. Mm-mm. I don't even want to have the conversation. I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to because at some point there is going to be I'm already settling, period. Now, what if, okay, boom. Let's say I get the preference now that I want, right? I don't locked in with him because I felt like, oh, okay, well, but he nice though. Like he have a good amount of stuff on my list, you know. Then fuck around because I settled for old boy and I felt like I owed him something. I find somebody else months or even a year down the line, hell 2 years, I don't give a shit. And he got everything. I'm talking like damn near all the shit on my list. Then I'm like, what should I do? Don't play with me. Don't put me in that position. Because if you put me in that position, you gonna lose regardless. Period. So I just choose not to. You know what I'm saying? And this, I actually, I feel like that kind of goes pretty good into the topic of this week. All right, y'all. So that's pretty much how my week, y'all, has been going. A whole lot of y'all. I drunk a triple oat smoothie for my lunch, and then dinner, which was super late, y'all, because I had so much to do. But I ate a bowl, a Cali bowl from So Fresh, right? So I'm back meal prepping. Food's already prepped up. I got turkey in there for myself. Y'all, I'm trying to get with it and stay with it. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with it, y'all. So that's my week, you guys. I know I've been talking for a long time. I am super freaking sorry, but yeah. So let's just go ahead, you guys, and get into the icebreaker. The icebreaker is what is something interesting what is something interesting we would not know about you just by looking? Okay, and honestly, y'all, I feel like by just looking, people do not really realize how goofy and foolish, not foolish, but I'm a goofball. Like I am too funny. You know what I'm saying? Like I crack myself up. I don't care. And if people don't feel like I'm funny, I feel like I'm funny. That's the thing about it. Like that's might be sad because bitch, why you think I really think I'm funny. Like no, I know people think I'm funny, but I think I'm like no, bro. I think I'm hilarious. Like I be cracking myself up for real, for real. Y'all don't understand. I can be in my room by myself, y'all, and stand on top of my bed and just like, what's that thing when you got that thing around your nipples and you be trying to like swing it around? But the thing is, I don't have that. I just be doing it without having it. Like I don't know. I just feel like I'm a goofball. Like I have a lot of energy, and I play a lot, which is bad. But the thing is, I feel like I have a great balance though. You know what I'm saying? Like I swear to you, I feel like when people first see me, they see like this serious, don't play with her type of woman, like she'll, and I would, but really, if you don't give me a reason, or like, if like especially like friends and family, if you know me, like, bro, they be tired of me, for real, like, this bitch plays too fucking much, like, for real, she played too much, and if you ask somebody who don't know me, they be like, yeah, I don't want to, I want to talk to her because, so that's something, honestly, I've been working on. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to be all smiley around everybody because now you're going to think it's a motherfucking playground, bitch. Ain't no sand around here, ho. What wrong with you? Like a motherfucking sandbox? You see Cecil up in this motherfucker? But I do want it to be personable or, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And the thing is, I'm not really working hard on it, but I also want to be intentional on my face as well. Now, I been bypassed this whole like walking into rooms like with this mean mug. I bypassed that for a fun fact. But I definitely have those days where I'm just moody and I'm in my mood and I just, my face are like, duh, you know. But I try my best, you guys, to be very intentional, you know, on my faces. But I feel like that's the one thing people don't know about me is I am extremely funny and I am goofy and I take nothing serious. I take stuff serious, of course, but I don't take nothing serious. All right, so let's just go ahead and y'all get into the topic of the week, you guys. I'm so sorry I've been talking so long. I'm so sorry. The topic of the week, I don't even have a topic, but I think the conversation, I guess, of the week is, you know, being in toxic relationships, right? And the reason why I brought it up is, you ever feel like, okay, so if you're from a small city, right? I feel like if you're from a small city, or, you know, if you're from a small city, I feel like the most drama, bro, be in small cities. Like, the most BS, y'all, comes from small cities. I swear, like, I swear to y'all. The most shit, it be in the small cities, because I swear my city be having so much drama, right? Thing is, like I said, I'm not in my city, thankfully. I thank God, because listen, I that's the point of, that's why one of the main reasons why I moved. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't like, it's beyond me. It's just too beyond me. Like, every fucking body know everybody. Everybody know everybody business. Everybody that fuck with this person, fuck with that person. Like, that shit be too ghetto for me. Like, it be too merch, y'all. Too fucking merch, okay? So, some shit, y'all. And the thing is, y'all, I swear to you, I intentionally, like, and you know, like, I feel like, you know, when you on, like, Facebook, I feel like Facebook be having, like, a lot of the people that you grew up with or know, or, you know, from your city, from your hometown, right? So I have both. I got the mix of both. So I got my shit from the Bahamas, and I have my shit from, you know, from my city, from Bradenton, you know, Bradenton, Sarasota, Palmetto, whatever you want to call it. So this one kind of, I'm not laughing at the situation because it's really not funny. It's fucking like, bro. It's like, bro, what? But I'm laughing. I don't mean to laugh, not laughing at the situation, I swear. It's just like I said, y'all, this one fell into my lap. It just fucking fell into my lap. I ain't even wanting to do with it. This shit just said, boom, here you go. I'm like, bitch, really? That's how you feeling? And then when it fell into my lap, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bitch. I was like, ooh, bitch. I was looking through the shit because I'm like, I know you fucking lying. I know you motherfucking lying. Let me tell you something. First off, I would never date nobody from my motherfucking city ever again. Like, no, that's not it. This should be, it's too fucking much, bitch. It's too much. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you dating the popular niggas too. You know what I'm saying? You dating the niggas that every motherfucking, every bitch know, every nigga know. You know what I'm saying? Every trade, every dyke, everybody know. Every motherfucking daddy know. Everybody know. That shit is too much. So, that's kind of the situation that was, I don't want to, so some, like I said, some shit happened, right? From my city. Okay? And the thing is like, I know the people that's involved, right? So, okay, so this is what made me bring, this is what kind of made me brought the topic up or the conversation up, right? About toxic relationships, right? I feel like, y'all, okay, let me talk about this right quick. Let me tell you something. I feel like the worst part about being in a small city when you fucking with a nigga, right, is when you fucking with a hood nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I say hood nigga, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I don't want to say it because I feel like when I said it, then it's going to be too fucking obvious. Let me just get off this conversation. Let me just drop it. Move. Well, not get off the conversation, but let me just bring this around full circle. Boom. So, with that being said, y'all, I feel like you know, with this situation that I seen, you know, when I was like when I was, you know, going through what I was going through and watching and listening and seeing the whole shit, y'all. I was like, bro, this is fucking crazy that this is happening when, you know, you know, like when you are outsider looking in sometimes, or when you kind of know about certain things, you can see it before the next person see it. You get what I'm saying? Like, because this person's in it, they don't see it that much. You know what I'm saying? So when it happens, you know, and then when it happens, it's like, bitch. You know, I don't know. I'm just babbling right now. So let me just talk about this toxic shit, right? I feel like, let me tell you something. I feel like men and women, but women, we would literally go and do, well, a lot of us, especially, a lot of us stay in toxic relationship because typically it stems from a lot of past shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of us know, some of us don't know. The ones that typically know, they're clear, they're aware, right? And if they've done the work, they remove themselves out of it. But it's the ones that don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or don't know where it stems from, or don't know what to deal with, or how to deal with it, blah, 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 so on and so forth, right? Listen, I feel like men who are broken and men who are toxic, and then the woman that's going through this shit with the man, or you know, still staying with this man and still doing all the shit with the man, and my man, period, and gonna have his motherfucking back, and I'm gonna stand beside him. Yep, that's my man, and I'm gonna stand beside him. The thing about that is, y'all, with these toxic relationships, these niggas would fucking leave you. You over here getting, I'm talking, you doing like a 5-year course trying to get your business associates, trying to, you know what I'm saying, become a nurse, trying to become a doctor, trying to be an attorney, all this shit, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Typically, it's not even, and a lot of times we do this shit because of the men. Like, okay, we want to impress these men, right? And they would fuck around and leave you for the bitch that work at motherfucking McDonald's, bitch. And I'm not even talking through the drive-thru. I'm talking, this bitch cleans the toilet. For real. For fucking real. Like, that's the type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit. Like, that's the type of shit that's the type of shit that goes on in real fucking life, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then we be sitting there in our little feelings and like, bro, like, what the fuck? Like, then we be questioning ourselves, like, how, why, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Yo, I really want to talk about it, but I can't talk about how I talk about it because I feel like I do. Then it's just, I don't want to. I don't fuck it. I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I feel like I want to talk about it so bad, but bitch. So we gonna try to finesse this without talking about the whole shit, you know. So of course, y'all know, I write down some notes. I write down some pointers, right? So what I wrote first was, it's harder to realize danger when you are desperate or don't know you're in danger, until you find out, or until you know you're in danger. So it's harder to know you in danger. It's harder to know, you know, it's harder to know that the fire is hot if you don't know the fire is hot. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that saying, like, when, you know, parents be like, you know, parents tell kids, don't touch the stove. You know what I mean? And if they never cooked before, right? They never been around the stove to know how to utilize the stove, and, you know, the reasons, and if you turn this on, or if you touch this, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't know the whole concept of using the stove. So the only thing as parents, we tell the child, or we tell our kids, or kids, don't touch the stove, don't touch the stove. And the thing is the only way that they would know the reason why not to touch the stove is either by watching somebody else, you know, touch the stove and get burned, or watch them, or they touch the stove and get burned, right? Or another illustration is like, you know, it's a crazy illustration, but let's use it, right? Let's just say you in a burning house, right? And the only way out this house is throughout this door, right? Get out of a burning house, this door, right? There's fire coming from the bottom of the door, kind of like around it too, but you still can get out that door, right? And you know that if you don't get out, right? So you are desperate. At this point, you are desperate. Like it's no other options. I got to go through here, right? So you go through there, right? And you get some burns along the way, right? So let's remember those illustrations, right? And I feel like when being in a toxic relationship, first off, a lot of times we either don't know that we don't know that we're in toxic relationships, because sometimes it can be so subtle, you know what I mean, or where you're not a person that probably comes, because I don't feel like every toxic relationship stems from like a messed up background. I feel like sometimes a person can probably, the person that's being toxic probably came from a messed up background, but the person that's receiving it can sometimes not, and don't even know or understand or even know how, never seen a person like that or dealt with a person like that. So we come up with our own little reasons on why a person's doing what they're doing, right? So you have that instance where a person don't know, and then you have those instances, like I said, where you're desperate and you do it anyway. So for instance, if my situation, I felt like, where having a daughter young, and feeling like I had to figure it out by myself, for myself, or I felt like I was just me and my kid. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we alone out here. We got to figure it out. You get to a point of being desperate. So when you have a person that, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say, again, not let's just say, let's use my illustration or use my story where I met a man where, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I was able at the time. Um, I stayed in this studio apartment or studio apartment, and I was paying like weekly rent. You know what I mean? It's kind of like those little, like those hotels who would turn their stuff into apartments, or you know what I'm saying, like one of those, right? So I had to pay weekly rent, and listen, trying to pay weekly rent, honey, was hard for a teenager like me. Okay. And it wasn't that I was like, a spender or nothing. Like I had a daughter. It was me, and it was just like, even to be being able to manage. I don't even think there was times that I didn't have it. I mean, I don't think there was times that, I just think I didn't know how to manage life. You get what I'm saying? So even though I had a job, it just felt hard. You know what I'm saying? It just felt hard. So for me to be able to have that cushion, to be able to have that support, you know what I'm saying? It was, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? So that's where, I went into like the abusive relationships. You know what I'm saying? That was my first, kind of my first abusive relationship. Or full on, I guess you can say, abusive relationship. And at that point, like I said, that was desperate. It was desperate, Nisi. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, well, listen, ma, I got to get these bills paid. You know what I'm saying? And if he leaves, then now that we're not, like, it was always this thing. And I feel like when you've always survived, right? You kind of have this mentality of, even though when something in your life is crumbling, or something in your life doesn't feel good, or you feel like it's not what you're supposed to be doing, or it's not becoming of you always try to find a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. You know what I'm saying? You go down this list. So even though, like I said, after the first hit, after the first, like, punch to the face, it should have been like this automatic, okay, well, nigga, go. But it was like, if he leaves, rent is coming up tomorrow. And I know he ain't gonna leave no money here for me to figure it out until next week. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I say, about, being in a desperate relationship, right? And I think the thing is as far as, when I say about, as far as this whole conversation about it being toxic, is a lot of times I feel like in the majority of relationship nowadays is in these type of situations where where we either don't know that we are in toxic relationships, or we are very aware and we're desperate to stay in these relationships, right? And I can't help but to think about this situation, like I said, about, my hometown. And then one that I can probably speak about a little bit more, it was the Cornisha Butler. If you guys seen that story, it happened, I want to say sometime the end part of last year. It happened with, it was actually it was a LGBT relationship, and her girlfriend killed her, basically, right? And I think that was like one of those, like, and when I tell you, I was so like locked and plugged in, because it reminded me so much of like stuff that I went through in my past relationship, right? And I feel like the one side of this is like, let's just talk about it, right? But the big part of it is that people do not understand the danger of being in a toxic relationship, right? I feel like the best thing a person could do is just, when you're in a toxic relationship, is just leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? And just go about your way. Let me cry, let me waddle, let me figure it out. That's the best thing that can happen. Leave me with shit. I don't care. I don't give a damn. Don't leave me with nothing. Take the weave off my goddamn head. That's the best thing that can happen in a toxic relationship. The worst thing that can happen in a toxic relationship is that. And I feel like I don't care. Like, I know for a fun fact, honey, that the only reason why I'm still here looking at y'all right now, honey, is because that man above. Okay? I'm not even playing. I know for a fun fact that man clearly had something on me and seen something I didn't see in myself, on the reason why I'm still here. Okay? I had too many instances that I can sit there and tell you that ain't no way, honey. The only person that could have been, honey, is God, and God alone. Okay? And I feel like, and then, as well as knowing about a lot of relationships, friends or associates that I, you know, came in contact with, or, I spent time with, when I can tell you, honey, the relationship was toxic. Ain't no way. Like I said before, sometimes what other people can see, you can't. So um, on my end, I don't know if nobody, I don't feel like nobody ever came to me and was like, look, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like I've had friendships where I seen verbatimly, like, watching and listening to a man. It's nothing like when a man tell you, bitch, I'm not fucking with you. You ain't shit. You ain't gonna never be shit. You know? And then your response is, where you at? Or what you doing? Like, no, I'm not gonna stop talking to you. Like, I'm stay on the phone. Where you at? And this person is cussing you the freak out, y'all. And you just like, no, no, I still love you. I still love you. Those are scary fucking relationships to me. I don't care. I feel like those relationships are so, okay, so on one end, right? I feel like, and the thing is it's so much different, like, levels of toxicity, right? On one end, even though I was very a headstrong person, I knew that I held on to people because they held a conveniency to me. Does that make sense? Like, I don't think, like, I've always, like in my mind, I always felt like, you know what, like, I always felt like I was like a headstrong person. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very like headstrong. Like, I know what I know when I know. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of times too, even though you feel like you're headstrong and you kind of know what you know, when you're dealing with a person that's toxic, when you're dealing, sometimes, like, when you're dealing with a man who are, we deal with emotions. We're ran by emotions, and men are typically logic. Um, no matter how headstrong you are going to crumble under a person that's toxic. You get what I'm saying? And I also feel like there was times and ways, because even though, like, I'm not, being the first one to yell or to throw something or to hit you or to do this or to do that, I was toxic. I was toxic in my reasons for being there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like a lot of times too, we'll be quick to sit there and say, okay, and that's the reason why we don't leave a person, because we're like, he's so toxic, he's so toxic, he's so he. But we don't take the time to sit back and think about the things that we did. Like, damn, I'm being toxic too, though. You get what I'm saying? And this is the reaction because of this. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like I said, because I knew that, yeah, you gonna do, period. You wanna be in my house, so you gonna do, yeah, or whatever. So in my mind, I settled that up to being okay. Okay? I settled it up to, well, it don't matter. I'm headstrong, so if this person says something to me or he call me a bitch, I'm just gonna call him a bitch back. You get what I'm saying? Not realizing that first off, that's fucking dangerous. Okay? Number two, if somebody says that they love you, they shouldn't be calling out your name, especially a bitch. Okay? And then number three, most importantly, I feel like that's just a clear and obvious sign that a person um do not care about you. And then, like people say, oh yeah, we get into arguments, like, that don't mean a person don't love you, whatever. But the words, I feel like the words that a person would say, like, it's one thing when a person's mad and they get mad and they say, oh, I'm tired of this, leave me alone, or but when a person starts to dig at your character, I feel like that's when okay, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like like being in a toxic relationship is a form of abuse. Like when you are feeling abused, when you feel like a person making you feel emotionally, like emotion, like it plays with your emotions, or a person could well, first verbally abuse, like when a person, call you out your name, or, say things to you that you don't even show up as, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely abusive. A person who, like I said, is that's emotionally abusive, a person who just like kind of like, would walk around the house for days and not say shit to you. And you're like, well, did I do something? You know what I'm saying? Or when a person, like this person, like he did something to you. You know what I'm saying? Like he did something. He know that he did it, and instead of him apologizing for it, he gaslights you, and now he's mad. Okay, and he's walking around the house around 2, 3, 4, 5 days, and now you're to the point where it's like I don't even want to be mad no more because he's mad, and now what's the fucking point? You know what I'm saying? It's like that's toxic, and of course we already know the big one: physical abuse. You know what I'm saying? Somebody actually putting their hands on you is super toxic. The thing about that is I remember saying, and I think it was something that Taraji said on the Wind Down with Mary, when she said something about, verbal abuse being worse than physical abuse. And I remember, because I've been, unfortunately on both spectrums of it, I remember saying to my ex, listen, I used to be like, damn, you always, like the stuff that you would say is like, that breaks me down more. I'm like, damn, might as well just put your hand on me. Like I remember saying that, like, I would rather you just put your fucking hand on me, all this, all that stuff that you saying out your mouth. And I feel like at times, the verbal was worse than the abuse, because, like when somebody hits you, they hit you, boom, you feel it, like you go through but the verbal is like, I feel like it attacks your, it attacks your character. It holds on internally. Like I feel like a physical abuse, it hurts you um externally, like, we can see it. Of course it, depending on how bad the abuse is, it definitely messes things internally as well, but we see it externally, right? But I feel like when a person is verbally abusive, we feel it internally, and I swear to you, like, I think I said this before, in one of my pods, where I said, like, I had times, like, it wasn't as long ago when I spoke about it, where I lost weight in my last relationship, did not even notice until family came to me. And when I tell you, that was absolutely from being in a emotionally verbal abusive relationship. Okay? It did like it literally like that it he started to break me down in ways that I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. Okay? I think another way of like, another way of gaslighting as well is also subtle as well. Like I don't really have a lot to say on that because I personally I don't think I've, but or in relationships like that. But I feel like there's also relationships where you have men that they don't always have to be loud, or they don't always have to put their hand on you, but they can also, again, they can be one of those people where they'll just say stuff and they'll do it so subtle. Like they'll just do, like, in your mind and in your heart that, look, he meant what he said, or this person, he was an ass when he said that, but he tried to make it like, oh, he wasn't being an asshole, but I know you was being an asshole when you said that. You get what I'm saying? Or a person who can go from giving you all they love 1 minute, I'm talking giving it all to you, and then the next minute it's like you didn't kill their fucking family cat. Like, damn, what did I do anything? Like, what's going on type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or a person who could walk around the house for days, you know what I'm saying, and hours without saying nothing to you. I'm talking like right by you and wouldn't even give you eye contact. And you're like, well, what the fuck is this? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't really know. And the thing is, I feel like that, which is so crazy, because I feel like a person who is like subtly toxic or rude, I don't know. I feel like I'm big. I'm so I'm so verbal that those things I would be able to pick up on way too fast. You get what I'm saying? Like, it'd be too obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like, too obvious for me. I said all that to say, you guys, like, the sad part about it is a lot of times we know that something isn't right, but we wait. We wait for for the worst. I think it's the worst moments. You know what I'm saying? But we wait and we wait and we wait and we stay and we stay and we stay until something drastic happens for us to sit there and say, okay, you know what? This is it. You know what I'm saying? And going back to the whole, like I said, the whole shit that happened in my city, I feel like after seeing what I seen with this situation, this person, I know for a fact, sis ain't going back. She ain't fucking going back after that one. Oh, no, baby. She ain't going back after that one, I promise you. And I'm like, damn, like, again, me, outside looking in, I'm like, bitch, you could have picked this chance to get out. You could have picked that time to get out. That time to get out. But the thing is a lot of times, too, I know that she put up with that relationship for so long and dealt with that relationship for so long because of insecurities within herself. And that's a lot of times we have insecurities within ourselves, right? That no matter how much we can look at each other, look in the mirror, and people can tell you all day long, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, you're so pretty, pretty. That don't mean shit to a person who don't see it that way. You get what I'm saying? Or, and then when you have a person, that gaslights the shit out of you, you know what I'm saying? But you have those moments where, and another thing too, I feel like a lot of times too in toxic relationships, especially I feel like people who, for me, I feel like, with me not having a father in my life and yearning for this love, that we hold on to these moments from the person that we were with, hoping that we're going to get back there. All out, they gonna do some lavish shit, and I remember, like I said, when we first actually took time for each other and spent time with ourselves, it was given like, yeah, you gonna remember this type shit. And everything about it I remember, not just the where we went or what we were doing, our connection and how we were vibing, and it was so crazy. I can't talk about it. See, I told y'all, I'm an ass. I'm just not mean. I'm not a mean fucking person, because I was gonna say it, but let's just say, even like in that moment, like like I said, when we first had was kind of doing our little thing, vibing with each other, in that moment, we were literally, there was also, we were looking at other people as well, and we were like, you know, kind of like going, like we were like, damn, like they going through it. Like we was just kind of looking at our surroundings, and was just like, kind of like not really focusing on what they were going through, but kind of like happy that we were just so like in love, and you know, just like in this little lovey-dovey phase, and it's gonna be perfect, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be my husband, you know what I'm saying, type shit. And I feel like for me, I remember for a very, very long time, you guys, just like holding on to this person, holding on to, you know, you know, oh, he gonna be this type of, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like this before, so I know he has a possibility of being this person again, you know? And the thing is, first off, you can't make nobody do something that they don't want to do, because it ain't in them to it ain't in them to do. Okay? It ain't in a toxic motherfucker to get back there. That was the point of it. He lured you in. That was the whole, and it's honestly kind of scary and creepy too, to the point where, you know, people like, you know, you have men that will listen, but just listen enough to get you in, but not do the work to keep you in. You get what I'm saying? And I think for me, I'm not gonna lie to you, the older I get, I've realized that first off, people are people. I can't change what a person do and how a person do it, but the only thing that I can change is myself and the outcome, right? So, and you know, to be honest, I feel like, you know, especially like in your 20s, I feel like your 20s are the times where you kind of, you do a lot of fuck ups, right? But if you, I feel like, still in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s, and we still were doing the same shit that we were doing in our 20s, then baby, the problem ain't just them. The problem is you too. Okay? I think a lot of times we would, you know, we talk about, you know, all the shit that what's going wrong and how a person doing this does and doing that does. But what are we doing to change it? You get what I'm saying? I feel like, again, I always say this, the first thing to do is be aware, to know what you in, to know what you're doing, to know if it's you or if it's not you, okay? I'm in a toxic relationship, period. I think, like I said, for me, when I realized and I did the work and I did the breakdown and realized that the biggest thing for me is feeling financially stable. So when I realized that, the work that I had to do was not to find a faithful, wealthy man. No, the job was to become that myself. The job was the goal was to become that myself. The goal was to give myself the things that I need, right? So when it comes now to a point where, you know, so it comes to a point where I'm not being desperate. Okay, I'm not desperate to find a man with money because I'm making my money. Okay, I'm not desperate to find love because, baby, I love me. Okay, I'm not desperate for a man to take me out because I'm gonna do that shit myself. I'm not desperate for a man to take me on trips because, baby, I can run it myself. You get what I'm saying? So for me, I had to put those things in myself, right? So I'm not leading with these things. And then again, to be honest with y'all, and I said it before, I feel like when I gave myself these things, those type of men that I was fucking with, they don't even, first off, I'm not even attracted to those type of men, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? But they don't even float my way either now, because they know, like, yeah, she ain't having it. She ain't having it. She's not having it. You know? And the thing is, a lot of times people ask, you know, they ask the question of, you know, well, what do you do? Or how do you do? I do not like when people say, oh, it ain't that easy. It ain't that easy. It is that easy. That's bullshit. It truly is. It's that fucking easy. Right? But what's not easy is, you know, let's just say he's the breadwinner in the family and the kids goes to private schools. Now the kids doesn't have to go to the kids can't go to private school no more, you know? You might have to move back in with mama. That's the part that's not fucking easy. That's the part that's not easy. That's the part that's, don't say it's not easy, because it is, sure it's easy. Being embarrassed is not easy. The point about it is, that's the point of life, the part of life. And to be honest with you, when I realized that embarrassed like, to be honest, I'm sure it's things that I'm going to, I'm still embarrassed about, right? But it's probably not a lot of shit that people be embarrassed about. Nah, baby. I don't give two rights fucks. I don't. If I gotta do it, I gotta do it. That's just what it is. I gotta do it. If I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it. Because I already know, like, y'all know that saying, the best diamond is made through pressure, through the hardest of crushing, okay? So if I know this, then why not do it, right? But what I do know is the outcome. What I do know is the stories I've been seeing time after time after time, after, from friends to friends, from my relationships, you know what I'm saying? I know the outcome if I stay in that shit, though. I know what the outcome gonna be. You know what I'm saying? If it's not that, somebody gonna wind up in jail, right? I'm gonna wind up having to lose all my shit because of this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I promise y'all, I swear to y'all, it ain't. And I think a lot of times, too, when it comes down to relationship, the reason why we stay in a lot of these relationships is because mainly, the main honest reason is we don't know our worth. We don't have worth. We act like we do. We thought we did, right? But let's just go ahead and go back on that drawing board, honey, and ask yourself, that same work that you wrote down when you was in your 20s, is that helping you in your 30s? Shit, the one that you wrote down 2 years ago, is it helping you today? What's your worth? Okay? And if it is your worth high enough? A lot of us don't even feel like we're worth having a type of man. That's the reason why I cannot stand another thing when people say, all men cheat. That is bullshit. That just has to do with your level of worth that you have within yourself. Don't put that on me. Thank you. Okay? And like I say, for me, I feel like it is so important. And a lot of times, y'all, this might be a part too. Because listen, this video been too long. I'm just getting started. A lot of times we stay in relationships because we don't want to be alone. We scared to be alone. We scared to be feel ourselves and be with ourselves. If that's what you're scared of, you shouldn't be in no relationship. You need to question everything you have around you. Question your friends. Question the family that's going to, staying up under your ass. If you just can't be by yourself, you are afraid to be by yourself, within yourself. You probably even know how you fart, huh? You ain't never had yourself fart before, huh? You ain't never. Girl, you better quit fucking blaming me. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Okay? I think a lot of times we need to, instead of us sitting here and continuously pointing the fingers, oh, he toxic. Oh, she toxic. Oh, he did this. She did that. What you doing? What you not doing? And if you know that this is what a person is, like, if you know that a fucking killer can bite you, you gonna touch it and put it in your hand and play with it and cuddle it and throw it up and kiss it? Would you? Would you? Oh, okay. Let's do the work, y'all. Let's do the work. I'm not coming for y'all. I get it. I get it, sis. I've been there. Let me tell you something, though. The objective now is, though, that I never get back. It's not saying that I'm not going to be in relationships or I'm not going to meet men that are still toxic or, still with the bullshit. The difference is I'm going to use my worth, keep those me, and I'm not breaking it for nobody. Okay? And I promise you, believe it or not, when a man, it might sound so stupid, but when a man know you have worth, even if they don't talk to you ever again, that shit opens something up in their motherfucking eyes, honey. Like, that shit right there, that separates you from everybody else. That's it. That separates you from the one who gonna take it and the one who ain't. You get what I'm saying? Why is we still sitting here crying ourselves to sleep because this nigga not home? Why are we sitting here crying ourselves to sleep and because he talking to you like shit and you know good and damn well you ain't did nothing? Why are you sitting here crying yourself to sleep after checking your stories and you realizing, oh, it's bitches in the background? Why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? Why are you continuously letting them call you out your name in front of your kids and your family? That's toxic, sis. So y'all just gonna walk around the house and not say nothing, and you know for a fact you were not mad. You actually want to talk about it. You actually want to get to the end of it. He don't know. He okay with where he at. And then he gonna come back when he ready, good and ready, and act like ain't shit never happened. Right? But it's still on your mind. Because you really want to get to the bottom of it. He don't. He was just trying to gaslight you. Toxic. Mm-hmm. He put your shit out, throw your stuff out the house to get your attention because you went outside, because you went out with your friends for a couple of drinks. Come in with your shit outside. Yeah. I'm just saying. Oh, he gonna argue with you in front of everybody and don't give a fuck and call your kind of bitches and hoes and you ain't shit, bitch, and you ain't that, so on and so forth. And the fact that you so standing up in his face and you looking like, baby, but I love you, but I ain't never did nothing, but no, toxic, and you need to go, baby, toxic, and you need to not talk to not nobody. It's time for self-reflection. It's time to check yourself, baby. Okay? Because you're wrecking it right now. All right, we've been talking too long. This might be a part 2. I don't know, you guys. I just really feel like I had to bring this conversation out, y'all, because listen, after the bullshit, I say this all the time. I write stuff down, and I never, ever use none of the shit that I write down. Oh, before we just get off this topic right quick, I think a lot of times too, I feel like I've been in situations, or especially like I said, when I was in a emotionally abusive relationship, or emotional and verbal abusive relationship, where I just felt so drained to the point where I felt confused. I'm like, okay, if this nigga feel like this and I'm doing this, and I don't know that I'm doing this because in my mind I feel like I'm just doing this because he want, and then when I do it, it still ain't never the right way. It still ain't never what he want. I can never please this motherfucker. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, tell me if y'all ain't never, if y'all used to saying before, I swear for God, y'all in a toxic relationship. You could just leave me the fuck alone. You could have just leave me alone. You could have just leave me where I was at. I'm sorry, baby, but leave that nigga, fuck that nigga. For real, I'm not playing. Fuck that nigga, because he playing with you. He playing with your fucking top real bad. For real. For real. Like, those type of men, like, those toxic. Can't please them. No, nothing you do, you can't please them. Honey, you could sit there, move out your goddamn house, give him everything you want, move in with his shit. Okay? And you still can't please that motherfucker. Y'all, I'm just letting y'all know, if y'all wanted to know, was you in a toxic relationship? If you wanted to know, if you over here like, damn, wow, now what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Just do something. Do something about it. So you love him more than you love yourself? You do. Remember now, you getting that 5-year degree. You gonna leave for that bitch right down the street. She didn't even, that girl didn't even wake up and fix her motherfucking hair. She get up, scratch that shit, put on her motherfucking cap, and get gone. That's who you gonna be fucking with. Can we be mad? No, we can't be mad when we knew what we know. And the thing is, I feel like that's the thing about women and what God gave us. Instinct. We don't use it, though. We don't use it. We let a nigga slip and slide, bitch. Slip and motherfucking slide. Do the electric slide all across this shit. Then we want to send it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to save my time and my energy. You understand me? So when people are like, oh damn, like, oh yeah, she too hard. Or when people are like, oh yeah, well I just, listen to me. When I see a sign, now it's certain things, like I said, yes, it's certain things we can negotiate. Yeah, it's certain things I'm not negotiating shit on, period. It was nice meeting you. It was great talking to you. Let's not be friends. We don't have to do none of that. And that's another shit that we do. And then we wind up right back in that fucking cycle. We could just be friends. We could just be friends. Not bad. Boy, why not? What is wrong with you? So, if y'all want to know if y'all in a toxic relationship, you guys, and if y'all heard some of those pointers and y'all like, damn, you are. Okay? Sis, let's leave that shit behind. Okay? Let's get back to our worth as a woman. Okay? Let's get back to these niggas looking at us the way they supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back to these niggas putting in the time. Let's get back to these making sure these motherfuckers heal. Okay? Period. Period. If you stop talking to them, we leave them alone, they ain't got no other choice, honey, than to get their shit together. Okay? But y'all already know, honey, it's gonna be some bitch that's gonna be out here that's willing to my man. You know? So, also, like, all you can do is push your belt. Let me tell y'all, when I went and I seen what I seen, y'all, I swear to you, the first thing I wanted to say was like, first thing I said was, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, this girl, then I had to stop myself because honestly, I have to be very intentional. I'm learning to be very intentional on the stuff that I say too, because I don't want to wish bad on people and not even knowing it. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, that's what she went through. You know what I'm saying? That's what this person went through. That's what I know this person as or whatever. I do believe people can change. I don't believe that fucking people can change in a week to 2 weeks to a month. I don't believe that. I just don't. Do you understand me? I don't believe, honey, that you can change without God. I just don't. I don't. Fight me. So I have to be, like I said, I had to wish her well. To be honest, you truly wish her well and wish that that history don't repeat itself. The thing about that is, y'all, listen, if you don't know, how the fuck you gonna do something else? How is you gonna do something else? Okay? If all this time I've been getting my pen, poking it through the goddamn cap to get it out and drinking it, how would I know to twist that bitch off and drink it? Tell me how, you know? Because I don't, okay? So boom, there we go. How are you guys? Let's just go ahead, you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the Did You Know? Are you ready? This is going to be smooth, quick, and easy. I'm sure a lot of you know this. I'm sure a lot of you don't. Why? Because a lot of you motherfuckers ain't paying attention in school. Be honest. You know you didn't. Did you know all of the bones in your body is completely renewed in 10 years' time? Did you know that? Did you know that? Of course I knew that. Duh. But listen, let me tell you why listen. I'm sure that's one of those things that we all kind of, that's like 101. Listen, the reason why I brought it up, y'all, was because whilst I was, you know, kind of listening to all the Did You Knows, I was like, wait, bitch, I was like doing my hair. I was like, I'm a new bitch. Listen, no, for real, y'all gotta listen. I'm really a new bitch. Let me tell you why. I'm so close to like Virgin Mary status. Like, I'm not Virgin Mary, but I'm kind of like her sister, her long lost sister from her stepdaddy side. Cause listen, let me tell y'all. Remember, they said 10 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 years, okay? Remember, I've been single for what? Wait. Oh, damn! I was about to put an extra year on that motherfucker. Like, But yeah, I've been single for 4 years now. I don't know the maths, to be honest with y'all. I'm fucking confusing myself. I'm trying to, but listen, okay, so 26, right? I've been single from 26. I'm actually about to be 31, so that's damn near 5 years. So realistically, it says 5. I don't think that's right, but I don't know. Something I'm not doing right. Anyway, for fucking years though, right? Years, right? And then I've been abstinent for 3 years, right? I had one sex in 3 years. One sex in 3 years, you don't count that. I had one sex in 3 years, and it wasn't even real sex. It was really like play sex, because that's what it felt like. It didn't even feel. Whatever, that's another conversation for another day. But Y'all get what I'm trying to say. So if that's the reason why I say I'm Virgin Mary stepsister kind of thing, because listen, if it wasn't for that one, put me on that list. But because that little sex thing, I'm her stepsister. Because I have new bones. I got new bones, fresh. These all this in here, all this inside here, all this in here is fresh. It's freshly made. And then, like I said, without the one zick, I'm basically fucking the Virgin Mary. Think about it. New bones, new coot cat. Let me tell y'all something. I'm sorry, but I'm basically new car smelling vibes. Like, that's what I'm giving right now. I'm giving to be honest with you, I can feel it. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel new, you know? And it makes sense. So, if you want to know, the thing is, here's the thing. You can't blame me for it. Don't be mad at me. That's scientifically proven facts. Hello? Scientifically proven facts. So how can you be mad at me? Because I'm... Child, did you know, bitch? Did you know? So all of y'all in those toxic ass relationships, if you 25 right now, honey, leave that nigga right now, bitch. In 5 years, we on the same team. Let's make our own tribe. You feel me? No, because see, at this point, bitch is gonna be like, girl, you trying to have a gang of single bitches, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I would really be on that city girl shit. Like, I swear to you, once I get my nigga, I'll leave all y'all nigga bitches back behind her. For real. So no. But I'm just letting y'all know, if you are 10 years? Yeah, because it don't make a difference, because my bones are still healing. So if you want to be like me, with new bones and a new cooler cat, kinda, leave the nigga alone right now. Leave the nigga alone right now. So the time is you 30, because your bones is working, honey. It's working. It's almost there. It's there, but it's close. Okay? So you leave that bobblehead ass nigga alone. Okay? Give it another 3, 4, 5, 6, however, whatever you is in your 20s. And you'll be a spanking new bitch. Okay? Ciao. Did you know that I am a new bitch? Did you know that there's me? Well, there's the Virgin Mary. And then there's me. Did you know that? Did you know that? I bet you didn't. Last, but certainly not least, word of the week. Are you ready? Okay. I think ready. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Say you're ready. Whole squad ready. Say you're ready. All right. Word of the week, you guys, is FTN. Fuck that nigga. Period. All right, you guys. I love you guys so much. It has been an amazing episode. Almost 2 hours. I love you guys again. I appreciate you. Don't you forget to tell a friend, man, to tell a friend, to tell a sister, tell a brother, okay? Don't you forget to share the pod, okay? Each one teach one, okay? Shit, help me. Okay? Push my pod out, you guys. If you guys like it, okay? You already know I'm a verbaler. Bitch, what are you saying? I'm a communicator. I'm a conversational girl. If y'all want to, y'all are welcome. Please leave some comments down below. All right, either on pod, or on YouTube. All right, I love you guys again so freaking much. All right, y'all already know what to do. Don't you forget to tell a sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, niece, great granddaddy. We ain't got all them granddaddy because we don't go that far back in history. But with that being said, you guys, I love you guys. This is the Think About It podcast with your girl Nipsey. We out.